Were you sleeping with other people at the time, and was he, or were you?
No, just Michael Jackson. No.
Now, did you really sleep with Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, I met Michael in the mid '70s, and I was introduced to him by Liberace, and we just had a great relationship. Lee and I broke up in '82, so Michael asked if I would come and work for him.
Huh.
So this is when he was breaking up with the Jacksons, his brothers, and he went solo. And this is when Thriller came in, and then we went to Europe and we did Say Say with Paul McCartney, big hit and all that. And we just hit it off. Michael fell in love with me. I was a pretty boy back then.
Were you the giver or the getter there?
No, he was the giver.
Michael was?
Michael was, yeah.
He was the giver?
Yeah.
No, wait,
I was very, something, and I'm glad that I was that way because of the AIDS epidemic back then. I mean, it was bad. Rock Hudson, and, I saw Rock a week before he died. Wow. Lee and I went over to see him because Rock and him used to fool around years ago.
Oh, boy.
And then they'd have all the sex parties over there. Boys.
How long did you know Michael before it became sexual or became apparent that he wanted to be sexual with you?
Well, it wasn't until '82, and then we were together until about '85. And then when he started getting really big, he decided that, we better cool this, and then I went my way.
Did you guys do a family road trip with the plastic surgery or something?
Oh, yeah. I got to tell you the funny story. Liberace's had a full facelift. I had my cheek implants and the chin. And Michael wants to get his nose done. No, wait, excuse me, I'll back up. I had gotten my nose done, and Michael loved it. And he hated his nose because it was wide and looked like Joseph. He reminded him of his father. And Michael didn't have a good relationship with Joseph. So all three of us are bandaged up in the back seat of the limo Rolls Royce that Lee drives on stage, going to Palm Springs, and then that crazy doctor, which Rob Lowe plays.
Right, that was great.
Was shooting us up full of Demerol and pharmaceutical cocaine and biphetamines, and this is how Michael starts his plastic surgery and starts the drug addiction by pharmaceutical drugs.
So, wait, can I ask about the Michael Jackson thing? Did the family ever try to sue you or anything? Because obviously,
let me tell you, when I released this article in 2004, Alan Butterfield, the editor of the National Enquirer, flew in two experts and FBI agents and did polygraph tests on me. I passed two polygraph tests. One was offered to Michael because they were protesting on it. Michael refused to do it. The Jacksons have never come after me. Now, of course, they say, oh, no, it's not true. But, I mean, I've never been sued. I did hear from the attorneys in the beginning, and then they backed off once the lie detectors came in. And then when Michael refused, they told Michael not to do it, obviously, because Michael, it was true.
What do you think of Michael and the kid thing? Your opinion?
Yeah, it's not. Those aren't Michael's kids.
No. Michael with the allegations.
Oh, no. Michael didn't do that. No.
See, a lot of people say it was just that he never really grew up and just felt more comfortable hanging out with younger people.
Michael would never do that. He was acquitted for
Interesting.
And it was this kid, I forget the kid's name, but the uncle is the one that got the $20 million from Michael, and so Michael decided, and this came right from Michael. He was afraid, so he paid this guy $20 million because he was going to expose him.
Expose him as
a child molester. So Michael paid him off.
But if Michael wasn't a molester, what was he scared of?
Well, he didn't want the bad publicity.
Because
That's just like Liberace didn't want the bad publicity about me being 16 years old. We settled out of court and all that.
Oh, you did settle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael was the giver.
Yeah, he was, seriously.
He wasn't. He was the more of a top than a bottom. That's an odd thing. That struck me as odd too.
I figured he'd be a wimpy little.
I know. I have to change everything I think of now when I jerk off.
But I mean, he got into oral sex and all that. But he had a crush on me. I mean, I was young, and then I got all the pictures to back it up when Michael and I were at Lord Montague's, and at Buckingham Palace. And I'll tell you a funny thing that Michael and I did. Outside the Queen's, castle, these guards stand straight; they're not supposed to move.
Yeah.
So what we did was we kept putting we put about $5,000 on the bayonets, and we kept loading it up with money and pounds and all that. And we said, now you can keep this, but we need a picture. And sure enough, he moved and he grabbed the money. And they're not supposed to do that. And I sold it to the National Enquirer for $10,000 too. So I got back the money.
when you guys was Liberace were you guys like gay swingers? Were you partying with other people?
Yeah, Siegfried and Roy, big sex parties. Rock Hudson.
Yeah.
Larry Gatlin, Loretta Lynn.
Larry Gatlin.
I had a fling with Loretta Lynn too.
Really?
She loved to smoke pot back then.
Yeah.
And she got me so fucked up in she was playing the Riviera. I think it was 79 or 80. I forget what year it was. But I like Loretta, the queen of country.
Well, was she good?
Yeah, I liked
Was
her.
Michael good?
Michael? No, he had a small dick.
Did he really?
Yeah, for a
So
black
Liberace
guy, huh?
and Michael were both bad in bed. Liberace and Michael were
Yeah,
both
well,
bad
I
in
wasn't
bed.
really into it then. I was,
Which one was more of a kisser, Liberace or Michael?
well, I wouldn't let him kiss me.
You guys had a pretty good makeout scene in the movie, though. You guys had a pretty good makeout scene in the movie.
Oh, there
I don't
was.
know
Yeah.
Come on, did you never made out with Liberace? You had to have in 17.
And if so, was he a good kisser?
No, I wouldn't. No, I didn't. He didn't tongue me.
No, huh?
Not even pecks
I
every
was,
now and then?
I was more straight laced. I just figure, he can blow me, and then all these Rolls Royces and all that. God, I've got a $10 million cock.
It's been in a lot of places.
Hey,
it
listen,
sounds like.
listen,
Wow.
it's made me a good living.